What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stirfry. It's your boy Chef T.
I'm Will the Spacekid.
And our special guest today is R the Czar.
R the Czar.
Yes, sir, in the building.
Hey.
How you doing today, my guy?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good, man. Can't complain. It wasn't too hot out today. You know,
it wasn't actually.
It was a nice day, nice overcast. We needed it.
For sure.
It's been fucking
that heat wave, man.
Oof, man.
I feel like do the right thing. Like,
Man, it was toasty out there. So, you're a rapper, entertainer. You do a lot of stuff.
I do.
Yeah. So, about your music, how long have you been doing music for?
Since Bow Wow came out with Bounce With Me.
Sounds like a long time.
Yes. Like legit, awesome. Though, I was in like fifth grade at the time.
Okay.
Called my cousin like, I ain't know kids could rap, and then we just kind of just never stopped. Ever since that.
Oh, that's pretty crazy. That's actually a crazy story.
Yeah. Wow. So,
was it So you said like what? I'm taking it like what you watching like BET, MTV or something. Yeah. And that was just a really motivating moment for you.
It was because it's like I always liked music even before that. Like I would throw concerts with my toys. You know what I'm saying? So actually seeing somebody younger as opposed to just adults. You know what I'm saying? Doing it, it's like, oh well, why not do it? Then we just
It's kind of crazy that like back then there really wasn't that many young kids like you see today. Everybody's like 15, 16.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as young in the grand scheme of things, it was a lot of because Lil Wayne was like he was super young.
I guess because we were younger.
No, you know what I'm saying?
Respected it.
But even like Bow Wow, it was crazy though because I think Bow Wow was like 9.
He was like, well, when he got popping, he was like 13.
13, okay.
Dude, that movie, Like Mike, was classic.
It was, though.
But yeah, I guess you're right, because we didn't see in perspective. Now we can look back and literally 14-year-olds and 15-years that's who's getting signed.
For sure. I mean, the Game was like 17 when he got signed.
Damn.
So it's like, when you start thinking of it like that,
it's
like,
man.
Like,
and how old is he now? Like,
it's like
mid-30s?
Yeah, pushing 40.
It's
for
crazy.
Sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wow. Okay. So you're in 5th grade, you're watching MTV. When do you start actually like writing? Is it?
No, that's when I started writing.
Like so, I
started writing immediately. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the next year I got my first little performance, which is a talent show at the school.
Did you win?
No, not at all.
That's real.
Yeah, it was a slow grind. I ain't really get good at music until I was like 16. Like,
right. So what did you perform at the talent show?
So Alicia Keys had this one song with this super long intro.
Okay.
On her first album. So I wrote to that intro and just performed to that.
So was are we talking about like turn song, metaphors? What was the style?
I don't even remember the words to be honest, because I didn't record it either.
No, that would have been gold.
I mean, I got you, at that time, like, I did have like a little tape recorder. But
let me rephrase it. What were you rapping about in general at this time in the beginning? Cars you didn't have, or
girls?
Honestly, I was like super real and super transparent. Like
early. Oh, that's amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like I mean, don't get me wrong. I hyped it up a little bit, but I mean, at that time, like we had a song. Me and my cousin had a song called "Get Real." It was like, "Get real when I come on your feet." I mean, not come on your feet. When I come on your street, get real.
Okay.
When you're smelling feet, like it's like what I'm saying. This is the mind of a 11-year-old. You know, like what's going on there.
I think that's kind of like really, really different. Like usually, I talk to a lot of artists and they transition into being authentic, but at first it's kind of like, especially young, you're just like, well, he talking about a car.
Right.
I don't got one, but I'm gonna talk about it today
for sure.
And that's usually how I go. So I think that was kind of interesting.
I mean, we did come into that. Don't get me wrong. Like we went from me personally, I went from being super transparent to trapping, so to speak, being a gangster rapper. 50 Cent changed, I went from,
I got you.
When Bow Wow go from your influence to 50 Cent that's a big change.
It's also that middle school and high school life,
for
you
sure.
know what I'm saying, which has a heavy impact on the kids. Everyone wants to be that guy,
Indeed.
In high school. So going through, you did the talent show, you're starting to do stuff. Are you doing it with your family? Is that a lot of your like people that you're working with?
I mean, mainly it was my one cousin is like my same age.
Okay.
Eventually, I started rapping with my older cousin too. He kind of was like not putting me on all the tracks because I wasn't that good at first. And then like,
I got you.
I wound up pushing, you know what I'm saying? He pushed me by doing that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, I need to get my pen together, you know what I'm saying, if I want to be on tracks.
Yeah, then, to get that opportunity, you need to work harder.
Indeed, because he took us to the studios, and he talked to us about mixing and things like that.
And so this is around like 15?
15, 16,
yeah. I got you, okay. Just trying to picture it with you, okay.
But, you know, before that, like, you know, me and my cousin also rap with, like, people on the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? So it was just a constant, you know,
just, everyone. When you're kind of surrounded by everyone that, like, make music.
For sure.
It's like pushing you forward to, like, continue to make music. Yeah. So at that time, I know, you know, you're looking up and you're seeing people then in your surrounding area. Who was, like, the main influence to you?
Like, around me?
Yeah, like, or who you saw as a kid in our city and you wanted to be like, you know?
Ray Cash.
Okay.
I remember we and my cousin, we ended up to get that Cash on Delivery album, because it was like, you know, we had Bone, but then after Bone, you know what I'm saying, it was Ray Cash. Like, who else, you know what I'm saying, was really putting on for the city? And this is like around the time Sex Appeal came out, bumping my music, so it's like, you know, that's a big deal. Like, he had like a album release party at Nicky's on Buckeye, which everybody fought through. If anybody who was anybody, like Nicky got picked, well, I forget his real name, but the dude who owned that Nicky's,
got you.
Everybody came through there, you know what I'm saying? So it was like a big deal, like just being there.
Yeah, I mean, part of it.
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely big. Like, I remember the Ray Cash music video premiered. People like, he's from Cleveland.
Right.
And that was a time where, like, music wasn't even saturated, so it was crazy. Like he from here. Like, so I mean, that was definitely dope.
And he was spitting. And
I mean, just think about it. Now you can see people easily, like, you know, easier. But having someone like that, like a figure like that, and just, you know, being from Cleveland at that time was huge. Because, I mean, before him was mainly Bone Thugs, right?
Exactly.
And that was kind of it, like, in the rap scene, really.
That's like when LeBron left and then LeBron came back. Like,
yeah,
it was nothing exciting going on with the Cavs, or
right. Yeah, everything was kind of low. Yeah. So you're making music now. What kind of motivates you, like, every day to get up and keep writing and keep making music?
So at this point, it's kind of like muscle memory. It's like,
okay,
you know, I sometimes when I'm having a bad day, like, I done wrote not diss tracks, but like, I was the same cousin who I was rapping with, like, you know, forever. Like, one time when we was in college, like, he had pissed me off. And, like, I asked him to, like, take me to Walmart or something. He wouldn't take me to Walmart. And I was just mad. So by the time he came back, I had this song that was fire. And it was
like, what is it called? Take Me to Walmart?
No, it was called One Life to Live. Like, it was complete. Like I said, it was completely, like, you know, separate from the incident. But I don't know, just being upset like that, it triggered me to, you know what I'm saying, want to
write. To put your energy into that.
Right.
I was hoping you were saying, take me to Walmart.
Nothing like that.
Taking these experiences of your life and then kind of using it as an outlet, music as an outlet.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like, help me, you know, channel it.
Do you think you write better when... So it's like the constant thing you hear is like people in art are more creative and more, you know, more like when they're expressing, like, their kind of things that are going on that you can't, like, quantify
For sure.
in, like, a conversation, you know?
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Easily, because
I forget what the quote is. What is that? When, you know what I'm talking about? Like, an artist is... I don't know. But, whatever.
I can't think of the quote either. But, it's just, like you said, an outlet, you know what I'm saying? Just to, you know, vent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got some stuff that's super personal that I put into a song. And there's been times I've even performed these songs, like, man, it's kind of feel vulnerable on stage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a weird feeling.
So when you were a teenager, who was that cool national guy? So you said you went from Bow Wow, 50 Cent, now you're like 16. So who's that dude? Like,
at 16.
Or is it a girl? I don't know.
I was listening to a lot of... Who's I listening? I'm super hip-hop head, so...
Okay.
I'm listening to a lot of Jay. I'm listening to... I just got into Wayne around this time. After I heard The Mob on Cardi 2. That's I'm like, all right, Wayne.
Oh, that's a good place to start with.
Wayne's not a bad rapper at all. Like at this point, you know.
Got you.
I was listening to a lot of Papoose.
Papoose, super lyrical.
Biggie Smalls. I could really go on and on. Like
But was it like one main person? Like, I don't know. You know when people kind of
by 16. By 16, I was just so
into everything.
You know, like I can't
Okay.
think of one person. Probably Kanye. Kanye was.
Or okay, if you was in school, y'all was having that conversation. Somebody be like, "Who number one? Who the number one rapper? You got to put their name first."
Well, Jay.
So that was Jay.
Jay was number one.
Okay, got you.
Kanye was my favorite though.
No, I completely understand. I mean, that makes perfect sense.
Like up until I want to say 808s and Heartbreaks. That's when he kind of like I like that whole album, but that's when he kind of lost me as maintaining being my favorite.
Okay.
Isn't it crazy that like for some people that was a shift to them liking him
for sure.
You know, but I'm with you. I mean, I think that I like that album a lot, but I definitely think that was like a shift in his music for sure. Like he brought in more of the auto-tune-y.
He was more like Kid Cudi than Kanye.
Yeah, I could see like how that influence kind of, made into who he is now with the style, which is crazy. He's all over the place.
Yeah, I mean every now and then he like That Life of Pablo. I
So
thought that
Pablo
was a great
was
album. That was a great album.
Yeah, I really like that project.
I didn't really like Yeezus too much.
See, I did like Yeezus.
I didn't really listen to Yeezus.
Yeah, I don't know. That was one of
Didn't they have Bound 2 on it?
Yeah, Bound 2.
I really like Bound 2 though. That was like.
But yeah, I don't know. To me, that was his like one album where I was like, I don't know where this fits in. Yeah. And I didn't really even.
I think Yeezus was the beginning of his downgrades. That's what I think Yeezus was. So I think it was a huge downgrade from the other projects that he had dropped previously. But I think it's a good project. Like if we seen somebody else's name on it, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you have this like idea of what Kanye should sound like.
For sure.
And just to me, it didn't feel like it fit. But everyone's.
Album I slept on though.
What album?
My Dark Twisted Fantasies.
Oh, I love that album. That's
I slept on it. I slept on it because I'm a Christian, so like when you see him shift into this kind of dark place, it was like I kind of just fell back.
Understandable.
But then like my friends were listening to it, so I would like catch glimpse of it, and then one day I just like what, let me just see what's up, and then I actually listen to it. I'm like, man, like this is the Kanye. I'm glad I slept on it because it was refreshing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It was like opening up for the first time.
I think that album had great production value, and it was one of those albums that seemed like to be above, especially composition wise. Like everything was like well done from the T. I love the cover personally.
Yeah, that cover was pretty dope.
Yeah, I think the cover because they had to blur it out. You know that?
Yeah, he had like 3 of them though.
Yeah, but like they had to like purposely, like they weren't blurred out at first.
With the girls on the side.
Yeah, but then he blurred them out because he had to or whatever. But those are dope. And then so you're a family man too, right? Mm-hmm. So you're a family man. How do you kind of juggle this, like having a family and pursuing this music career?
It's a struggle. This is like really a struggle every day because it's like my son lives with me, my daughter doesn't, and then my daughter also lives a luxurious lifestyle, like where she's like this summer alone she's been horseback riding, playing tennis, amongst other things. It's like you know what I'm saying? Like so it's like I got a busy schedule, she got a busy schedule. I mean I gave her an iPhone to like FaceTime me, but even with that, like it's like trying to match up our schedules is hectic, So. Yeah.
Especially well luckily, not luckily, but COVID probably kind of maybe helped that relationship, No?
I worked since COVID was COVID.
You didn't have no downtime.
They gave us like a couple, we had like a month where we worked 3 days a week.
Okay.
But outside of that, like we've been working this entire time. So look at my job. So
yeah, and everyone has different schedules.
Indeed.
Do you think you bring them into your music a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
As much as I can, you know what I'm saying? Like I actually put my son on a song. Like he was like crying. A song called Bastard Child. It's gonna be on the next project.
Okay.
Yeah, but it really added character to the song. You know, and I bring both of them
and a
up
personal touch. You know, just
sure.
having your family on there
for sure
definitely means something. Do you think you'd want to kind of groom your kid into making into like the music world, or
yes and no.
Yeah,
because it's like it's a dirty game, man. It's really like if I hadn't been doing it for so long, I probably would not be interested. Like if I just woke up today and like thinking like, all right, do I want to do music or do something else? If I without previously doing music, I would not be doing music because it's a dirty game, and you got to really constantly educate yourself, constantly stay in the loop, constantly figure out what's next because it's here today, so gone tomorrow.
To the people watching, I mean, I feel like they would want to know like what you mean by dirty.
Oh, it's dirty because you got people that steal songs. The industry is more so on the artist. Like that's the business. It's on the artist.
Yeah.
Like just trying to figure out how to take money from the artist. Like it's more ways to finesse artists than it is for the artist to make money.
Yeah, and people don't really think about that too much. People don't really think about the risk going into it and the trusting. People are too trusting sometimes, and you get taken advantage of a lot.
Like Megan Thee Stallion's deal, she signed for $10,000, and like that's nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they just have this power to literally milk you dry. You know,
sure.
And they can do that. And if they have the ability, if you don't sign the stuff or look at the documents you're signing,
you got to know.
You have to know. Like I'd rather sacrifice couple $100 on a lawyer to look through it and really
closer to $1,000.
Couple hundred. Depends. No, you get it.
So I met one lady. She charged $90 per page. And most contracts are
30 pages.
10 pages or better. So
I be hearing a lot of
I bet they
had 30
for
pages.
sure. But you know what I'm saying?
I'll read the first 15. I'll check all the easy pages with like a few words on them. And you got all the complicated stuff.
Yeah. So I mean it's, and I don't blame her for wanting to charge what she wanted to charge. You know what I'm saying? Like she went to school. She did.
I mean, actually understand the concepts, so definitely worth it. I mean, Megan Thee Stallion had somebody that would have bargained a little higher for her, who knows? She could have.
For sure.
Yeah. It's crazy, though, like the power of when they get these kids young.
No, honestly.
Yeah. And they can just create this thing that you really don't have much choice of what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we see it all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
You get trapped. The only one that finessed everyone was Lil Pump. That man is living great.
I'm not really up on his.
Oh, he got out of the. Well, you know.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. Very successful story. So I guess he had a terrible contract, and basically he signed as a minor with also no adult co-signer.
Oh wow!
And then that led to him when he turned 18, he was able to get out of the deal and still keep the money. The way everything was set up, and the record label now have even more stricter contracts than what they already had. But
I think I did hear something about it, but I ain't hear the details.
Yeah.
So wow.
I mean, for somebody for someone as big as world known as Lil Pump, I mean,
did he have that song with Kanye too?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so to think about someone like that, I mean, I don't really listen to his music all like that, but just the concept of he could have. He had a shitty contract, and then he was able to finesse people that haven't finessed people for years.
Yeah, he ran off for $3 million. Like, it's actually crazy.
Think how much Gucci Gang made.
Like, it's. I mean, granted, record label definitely. I mean, that's
they gonna eat. Regardless.
I mean, that's just like any job though. Yeah. If either you gonna be the owner or you not, you basically get ripped off at any job. Like, if you make
ripped off is.
I mean, you agree to it.
I'm about to say.
No, you agree to it, but
at the grand scheme of things, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's also about knowing your worth.
For sure.
That's the main thing I think people tend to not know. They see money, they just grab it without really thinking it through.
But that's what I'm saying. Like with this game, you got to constantly educate yourself. Like you got mechanical rights, copyrights, performance rights. It's like,
and then they're sitting there with $10,000 right here. And you're like, damn, I've never even seen $10,000. If you starving,
you really go take that $10,000 and keep it moving. Yeah.
It's crazy though, because some people have never seen 10, and I know they probably stuff it full of 20s and shit, make it look real fat.
I don't know all the details. I just know that it was $10,000. And when she went to go to renegotiate, because she had management with Rock Nation.
Yes, I seen that.
And then they was like...
That was kind of like a really big thing.
Yeah. I think that was a publicity stunt, though, how they did it, how they positioned it.
I don't know.
It was like right before. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but at the same time, it was right before her.
I think it was a
dropped.
publicity stunt.
Everything's publicity. Come on, let's be real.
I think it was a publicity stunt on her end, but I think the dude, the baseball player, or whatever, like I think he was like dead serious.
The baseball player.
So she was signed to a baseball player.
Oh wow.
I can't think of his name right now. It's crazy. So that's where all the money came from. So to make the story even make more sense. Basically, the baseball player wanted to do something, go into music. It didn't look good. Like, oh, it's a hometown issue. I'm gonna sign Megan Thee Stallion. I give her, there's 10 bands or whatever. And his version of the story is once she started kind of like making the money and he was getting his money back because he said he invested like I think $1 million or $2 million into her to get her to where she's at.
I believe.
And then now Megan Thee Stallion is like $100,000 artist, $120,000 artist, and he's like, hey, you've been slipping for like the past 3 months, like. I guess on the revenue side, and I still need you to do these different things and show up to these places, and she wasn't showing up to these.
I heard she don't get paid for her shows. I heard that the record label's getting the show money, and I'm like, man, like that's a terrible deal. Like, I mean,
yeah, I don't know, man.
But I mean, she was young.
It's
I actually met her too, like down in South by Southwest. Like this was like 2017.
Okay,
like Big Huff, he had a showcase. And like I was a little geek, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really think nothing of it. I do remember her being dope, and I was like, okay. And then like right after that, that's when, you know what I'm saying, she really started blowing up. I'm like, man, like I was like,
damn,
this close. Like,
yeah, that's how.
So you went South by Southwest?
Yeah, a couple times, like twice.
Okay. Yeah. With like a few, so Big Half had a showcase on there, and you went like a bunch of people, or?
So the first time it was a bunch of us, it was like 5-6 of us that went. Second time it was just me and my homie Mark. Just packed up the car, just went down there with like 5,000 CDs and just banged out as many as we could, as many as 2 people could on West 6 down in Austin.
You should have pulled a little a DaBaby and wore like a diaper down there.
See, but that would make no sense because I'm the Czar.
Yeah, or a King outfit.
I thought about that.
Yeah, because I guess
think about that for real, like how to do it the right way.
Yeah, something wild.
It gotta be.
I mean, if you go down there though, the next time you're just gonna see tons of people just dressed up in like crazy costumes.
Yeah,
I feel like he kind of set the trend on that.
I mean, people wear costumes though.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's like literally.
I was about to say, what's his name?
But he really got his thing from that. You know, he kind of got his break from that.
For sure.
Looking ridiculous.
I mean, but he also spit too though. Like he made good music, so I mean that's a good combination.
Yeah, that's true.
So when you say like CDs, so how do you go about passing out CDs, or how did you go about it at that time?
You want to know the truth? Yeah. So at first we was like, hey, check out my project, and then we taking the donations. Then people just some people either give us money or some people just give us a CD back. So after a while, we just stopped asking people. We just started putting it in their hand, and then was like, oh yeah, we take donations, and then. We was making a couple hundred like every day. Like we did this for like 5 days. We did not sell all the CDs because it's only. I had to. This was a wake up call for me because, I always thought about how do you go platinum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like you got to have a bunch of different distribution centers. It can't just be 2 people trying to. 2 people is not gonna go platinum. Like you got to have a lot of different places, a lot of different people. All pushing simultaneously. That's the only way.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, what year was it?
This year was 17.
Okay, 17. So major artists not even selling hard copies.
For sure. So no, 17 wasn't really a bad year for CDs.
I mean, not
18.
Yeah, but I mean, so there was a huge dip, though.
It'll be a major artist with like $400,000 put behind them, and all of these. Like how you said, like different centers, record stores, and all of that, and they might sell like 30,000 copies. So if you and your dude can even get off 100 CDs, that would be amazing.
No, for sure.
Because it's just like I don't know, like
I mean, yeah. Think about it. Most cars are starting to have just like aux cords.
I was about to say they don't even have CD players in cars. Like
that's what I'm saying. So the fact that you went out and did that, and I think people could still learn, and it's still relevant for sure now. It's like, if I gave you my link on a flyer, are you really going to check it out?
No, real talk.
If
people so sidetracked and, you know, mine's just everywhere.
Right. If I give you a physical copy with my face on it, and then you might put a link on there too with the CD, that might make you like actually like, oh shit, like.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, my next project, I'm definitely selling hard copies.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
Yeah, but you could definitely hard copies though.
What I may do though, I may take the Nipsey Hussle approach. Probably not the $100, but like probably like $20 and they come with a shirt, or $25 and they come with a shirt, something like that.
Yeah, add like a little value.
Package. Yeah, like.
Yeah. Cause that's what it's about. I mean, creating the value for people who actually want to pay for it.
For sure.
Yeah. So you're really into like hustling for promotion. You know, getting your name out there. What do you do kind of to do that? Do you like mostly podcasts, radio shows? Like?
I do a little bit of everything. Okay. I actually started a concert series called Taste My Movement.
Okay.
I just get my hands dirty. Like I made this shirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? I pretty much.
When you say concert series, so is that with other artists?
Yes.
Okay,
yes. So sometimes I won't even perform at them. I just, you know, just set the stage for somebody else to come through. But then sometimes, you know, I do my own thing as well.
So do you do those like live?
Yeah, up until COVID. Like the last one was supposed to be March 15th. But that was the day that literally everything got shut down.
Stay at home order window fight.
Like, and I'm like, shit. What in the world? Like, like the day of the show.
This open to like all types of artists or just hip hop?
Hip hop and R&B mainly.
Okay, got you.
I usually bring somebody from out of town too. Like, I got a couple people from Detroit that came out. This past one I was supposed to have somebody from New York, but I mean, obviously that, you know, didn't work out.
Yeah.
Bad. Yeah, it was bad up there. So how important to you is the promotion side of music?
I mean, that's the only way people is going to hear you is if you promote it. If you don't promote it, then just you and your close friends just got it. Like, you know,
okay, got
it. Get you so far.
Yeah. What about having a team with that? Is it important to have a team?
Oh yeah, definitely important to have a team. Like without a team, like everybody has their own network.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So the more hands you have on deck, the farther your reach is. If you only got your hands, you know, you only got so far you gonna reach. You know what I'm saying? That go back to the me and my homie being in Texas, us two just selling the CDs. Like it was just two of us. Had we had another 10 people, we probably would have got the whole 5,000 off. But it wasn't enough time. Like it wasn't like they wasn't selling. They were selling, but it's only two of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the process of trying to make these transactions, it's only, you know, you're spending time. Like it's not a quick thing. It's like you got to spend 3 to 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Before it actually, you know what I'm saying?
So with the team, are you guys having meetings? Or how do y'all go about like organizing certain stuff?
So we do meet up. It's not as often as we should.
Okay.
You know,
gotcha.
Because like, you know, schedule conflicts and things like that. So, but I mean, trying to overcome that is, you know.
Okay. So I've noticed you have different stickers.
Yes.
And what's the process for somebody that don't even know like how to get stickers? Somebody else wanted to get stickers. They trying to do hip hop music.
Okay, so there's a couple ways you could do stickers. So I got some stickers that I made myself, and I got some stickers that I purchased. The stickers I made for myself, the library downtown actually, they provide the what they call that, the vinyl printer. Mm-hmm. So this vinyl printer prints out whatever you tell it to print out, and they have a couple of different things like heat transfer. They have stickers, obviously, and they have a couple of different ways you could do it. So it's pretty much how creative you want to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's on you. Outside of that, there's plenty of websites that, you know what I'm saying, if you type in custom stickers, you can buy them on the rolls, you could buy them by the sheet. You can, you know, you pretty much whatever you gotta find out how you want it.
Okay.
What's your outgo and your end goal, and then you know it's
and
out
then
there.
How do you decide where to put it and where not to put it?
The stickers.
Yeah.
That's a good question. It depends on what kind of stickers I got. If I got some stickers that's weatherproof, they're going on signs. They're going everywhere, right? But if I like the stickers I get from the library, they're not weatherproof. Like that's something you will put like on the back of your laptop.
Got you.
Something that you're not gonna put your hands on too much because over time it's gonna fade.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to ask you about with COVID like kind of shutting stuff down and kind of setting a lot of people back. What are kind of your goals for next year to like achieve?
I want to go back to SOBs.
Okay.
Because I went to SOBs this past fall, and it was like a quick thing. Like I hit them up like, yo, I'm trying, I'm an artist. I'm trying to, come through. They're, all right, 3 weeks from now I'll come through. I'm like, 3 weeks? I'm like, all right. So I had to figure out how I was going to get there.
Right.
And then, I didn't really have a time to coordinate how to get, more of us down there. So we actually had another show in New York with a company called Major Stage. At the Delancey.
I heard of Major Stage.
Yeah, good company. For that show we had a couple more people out, but I want to do it bigger. I want to bring more people to New York because it's New York.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest things on my list. Outside of that, just doing more traveling, just getting out more. Just I love that. Like I love that. Like I love rocking shows with people who never heard of me, and then by the end of the night they're like, oh, you know what I'm saying, what's up,
yeah,
taking pics, Instagram.
So how many states have you like performed
at? Michigan, New York, obviously, Pennsylvania, Texas. Trying to a brain fart. I can't really think of too much.
I mean, those are a lot more than a lot of people. Most people don't even perform out of Ohio or even their city. I do think it's important to travel, to network.
For sure.
Because you go to this one venue in Texas or New York, and that's a whole bunch more people that wasn't in your network before that you can make them in your network.
Indeed, easily.
Yeah, and then once they start getting hip to you, then that spreads. Then you go to the next state over, that spreads. Then you look back on it, fucking, you have the whole U.S. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, I wonder how people are kicking in Hawaii. That would be a dope place to perform.
That's somewhere I definitely want to go to before it's over with too, because it looks like it's beautiful. Like I like that kind of weather. Like,
and just performing like outside and shit. Beautiful down there. I always forget that it's part of the United States. Honestly,
for sure.
I feel like they want it to be like that too. They're like, don't come over here. Like,
how do you decide like events, podcasts, radio shows that you want to go to? Because you can always say like, maybe you do have a PR or whatever, but you always see something and be like, I don't actually want to go there.
So I don't know what I don't want to go to until after I get there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So you're usually just a person just to try it out.
Yeah, I try it out because the thing at the end of the day, if I have a bad experience, then of course I'm not trying to go back, depending on what the experience was.
Gotcha.
Right.
But I mean, I don't really have too many bad experiences when I go out. Like when I pretty much everywhere I go, like it's all love. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I guess it's the energy that you reverberate. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's also. You also, you don't know until you actually experience it anyway. So you might as well give it a shot.
Oh, for sure.
So what's kind of your favorite experience on a radio show, podcast, or something like that?
My favorite experience on the podcast.
Do any crazy stuff? Answer any crazy questions?
I did have. I can't really think of nothing that's too. I don't know, because for a stretch, like I was just getting the same questions, like, oh,
okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
How long you been doing it?
Or what about show experience? Whether that was you as the organizer or the actual performance yourself. I know podcasts can kind of be like, we talked, I got I left, but it had to be something crazy that happened at one of the shows or something.
The shows.
Somebody came out in I don't know, like a flamingo or something, like something crazy.
So I've done a lot of shows. I've done a lot of opening shows too. Like I've opened up for Mick Jenkins, Freddie Gibbs,
dope people.
Wiz Khalifa. I think, and it's funny. The Wiz Khalifa show is like the wildest one to me because I didn't know who Wiz was at the time. This is like right before Cushion Orange Juice came out.
Gotcha.
Oh, early on, yeah.
Right. He's at the Grog Shop on Thanksgiving. I want to say 2010 it was.
Okay.
And again, I didn't know who he was. And they didn't let my cousin in. Like the same cousin who I've been rapping with. We was in a group at this time though. So, he can't get in? I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So I stayed, I performed, and then I left. It's like, in hindsight, it's like, man.
Damn, you couldn't.
You know, like, Wiz Khalifa was right here. It's like another Meg Thee Stallion type story. Like, so. But outside of that, I mean, I don't know. Like shows are shows. Like like I said, I've done so many of them. Like it's kind of hard to say which one was the best. I got a lot of love at the Freddie Gibbs show. A lot of love at the Scarface show, and I opened up for Scarface. Mick Jenkins, I probably gained the most following behind that.
Okay.
But yeah, outside of that, I mean, shows are shows, man. I love performing. So
gotcha.
I do a lot of them. I perform as much as I can. So it's weird now, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, not being able to do anything, especially in the summer.
For sure.
You never like hit a backflip off the stage or
who, me? Oh no.
We had one buddy that did that.
I've seen people do
at
stuff like that.
At the Grog Shop.
Wow.
No, that looks crazy every time I see it. I ain't gonna lie. Like it don't matter who it is.
Jay Wills, he's a singer.
Yeah, that's who we're. Yeah,
that's your talking about. Yeah, I'm about to say he does do backflips. So
he did one at like the Z1079 Dope or Nope.
Oh wow!
Off that little ass stage where the ceiling's like pretty low. It's pretty low there. That's epic though.
Yeah, I bet. Like, I seen him do it at the Kings and Queens, which is also a very small stage. I'm like, yo. See, he did it though.
I just don't have the balls to risk that.
See, I never was a flipper. Like, I do somersaults at best, like cartwheel. I ain't never do a backflip though.
Especially live when you got so many other things going on. It's crazy. Like too much confidence in yourself when you can do that. But I feel like even stage presence for people, it's kind of not. It's lacking right now as like a collective group. Like back in like the 2000s, hip hop and all the type of music, their stage presence was like crazy, you know? What do you think? You think
So, let's rewind Migos.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? What's they had? Bad and Bougie's out.
Yeah.
Mega hit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of people were complaining that, you know, hey, they don't really do nothing on stage, but raindrop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I guess it's really on what you came to see. Like, if you came to see your favorite artist perform and just, you know, do what they do, that's, you know, I'm not, how to put this? I don't feel like you have to do too much on stage, you know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, people can't feel your energy, you know what I'm saying? Whatever energy you decide to bring that night. So I guess it's really up for interpretation.
Yeah, I mean, that's facts.
Okay.
Because you have people like Migos and you have people like Travis Scott who take it to...
Right, the next level.
Right. But also it's like you want to create an experience where people are going to remember it. You know, I bet Travis Scott makes a shit ton of money off his concerts.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Just for the fact that, like, he's a performer. Everyone knows him as a performer. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, Migos people might, I do rock with Migos. But last time I went, it was kind of, I could have just listened to it in my car, saved like a couple $100. You know what I'm saying? I think it's important to create an experience no matter what artist you are.
Yeah, and I totally agree. Yeah. But I mean, it come back to interpretation. I mean, perception.
Yeah.
Perception.
Yeah.
You know, because that whack Migos performance probably was exhilarating to somebody else that was like, I saw Migos live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you know, I do like, you know, like when Kendrick came out with the jail closed on one time, that was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. You know, I do like that. But
that was fire.
Sure. I mean, I just think that would take people to the next level, especially going to these random places, in other states, and having that stage presence. People don't realize that'll set you apart. If you go out there and rap like everybody else, dress like everybody else, you're just gonna fall in line to everyone else.
For sure.
But that's what, at a lower level too, that's what could take you to the next level.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it with DaBaby, you've seen it with like hella people. You know, just taking some way to be different.
Yeah.
You know, I think more people definitely need to
Step outside the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think like, okay, look around, be like, how can I be different than everyone else? You know?
Big facts.
How can I change? How can I step out of the box, be different, be unique, and be yourself, you know?
I feel like that's ultimately what needs to be done. Like, if you be yourself, like, when you try to do too much or not enough, like, it, complicate things.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Especially when you try to be like someone you're not, then it catches up to you. And
no, for sure.
Because exhausting, probably, like, to fake it every day.
Man,
yeah.
Like,
and most of those people are just on drugs, and then they fall out, and that's that, and or they get caught up in something and exposed.
Indeed.
You know? Be yourself. Be authentic.
Off top.
Yeah. So, your new music coming out, right? I know you dropped the D&D video.
Yep.
Fire.
Appreciate that.
I love what was the idea behind the video? What was your concept?
The concept was just more so, pretty much saying that I'm not a lick. You know what I'm saying? Like, girls will spend time with you just to hit a lick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying every girl is like that, but for the girls that's like that, that was for them. So,
that video was well shot.
Man, shout out to GKBD TV.
Yeah, he does great work.
He does.
Yeah, met a few times. What other new music you got coming out?
I got this new joint called Cash Money Shit. It's gonna be featuring Eric's Behavior.
Okay.
And that's more or less for the strip club. Like, it just sums it up, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you gonna have a video out soon for that too?
So we still got to shoot the video. Yeah, it's slow motion right now with everything that's going on. So it's like trying to figure out when and syncing up everybody's availability. You know,
I know how it is.
Yeah.
Tough, especially now. Yeah. When everyone's unpredictable, like
sure.
everything's unpredictable right now.
Definitely.
Yeah. Will you want to add anything?
I mean, well, that's dope. You got, some new music coming for everybody to hear. Really answered like most of our questions that we kind of interested in there. Okay.
Yeah. Where can everyone find you at on social media?
Everywhere at the letter R THECZAR. That's Instagram. That's Twitter. My website is rtheczar.com. Once again, it's RTHECZAR.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. This is great. Thank you all for listening and watching. It's your boy Chef T.
I'm Will the Spacekid.
And it's R the Czar.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
I'll see you next week. Keep it real, y'all. Thank you all for listening and joining us on another episode of the Stirfry. All the music was created by Steve Ozell. Check him out on all streaming services at Stevo Music, spelled ST3V30 Music. Also, if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. We'd greatly appreciate it. See you next Tuesday when we talk with DJ Hazmat. He talks about his journey to becoming a DJ and how important it is to find time to lock in with your spirituality. You won't want to miss this one, so see you next week, y'all.